You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Massey United Insurance is one of the Caribbean's leading insurance companies. Business Access TV is here to bring you the launch of the company's latest venture in Jamaica, and earlier we caught up with some of the stakeholders involved in this venture. Take a look.
We're very excited to be here in Jamaica. The Jamaican economy, as you know, is doing extremely well. The opportunities here seem to be very positive. The stock market has been doing fantastic. Many years ago, I spent quite a bit of time in Jamaica back in the old FinSac days. So I've seen the hard times here. I've been here when things were tough. I used to work at Barbados Mutual, which became Sagicor, and ended up owning Life of Jamaica and things of that nature. So we've seen the Jamaican economy at a different time. This time we're seeing it, I think, in a whole new light. And we see it as a real opportunity. Massey Group has quite a bit of businesses here. We have the Massey Gas Products, Massey Technologies are here, Massey Distribution. And we saw this as an opportunity to move our insurance division here. And we look forward to, Massey United is like the number 5 or in the top 5 insurers in the Caribbean. And if you really want to be number 1 in the Caribbean, you have to be in Jamaica. And we're here, and we intend to be here for a long time and to participate in the market in a very significant way. Well, competition is a fact of life in the business world. And we've been competing with many different insurers all over the Caribbean. We've been competing at the Massey Group level with all sorts of different companies. So we have, competition are not enemies. Competition are people in the same business as you. So we intend to help and to bring capacity to the market. We're not here to steal business. We're not here to undercut anybody. We're here to do our job and to be part of the market.
So I'm Randy Graham. I'm the CEO of Massey United. And let me start by saying we're very happy to be in lovely Jamaica. I mean, we've been trying to get into Jamaica for a long time, and we're happy to be here. Massey United operates in 19 territories now. Jamaica may be the last one that we go into for a while. And we have these operations set up across the Caribbean. My office is based, the head office is in Barbados, but we have offices, as I said, set up in many of the other territories in which we operate. So our team moves around to make sure that we give everybody, due coverage, and we're looking forward to spending some time in Jamaica. The company is actually about 130 years old. I mean, we are an old insurance company. As United, we are about 40 years old. Started a lot of our work in Barbados. So Barbados, we are a major market player in Barbados. We are part of the Massey Group, so we now become a major market player in Trinidad. So those are probably our 2 biggest territories. We are also a pretty big player in Curacao, and we are a big player in St. Lucia and Antigua. So, I mean, if I had top 5 or 6 countries, those would be our big countries. Since we started to branch out, we haven't really been trying to get more than 10% of the market share in any one territory. So the newer territories, we have smaller market shares in those territories by design. So again, in Jamaica, we're happy to be in Jamaica, but we're probably not going to be looking to be very aggressive to go past a big market share, because that's just our natural strategy now, to have smaller market shares in many territories across the region. We believe that Jamaica is a major and critical part of the Caribbean, and far apart from offering insurance, Massey United also does its part to develop communities in which we operate. We've seen Jamaica go through its ups, its downs. It's on a good path now. Development is occurring in the right way in Jamaica, and we want to come and be a part of that. So we're going to help the community. We're going to do what we can to help the country in any way that we can, and we are excited to get into Jamaica.
My name is Mark Somerville. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer for Massey United Insurance. I am based in Antigua. but I'm only really there on weekends. That's the beauty of our company. We're a pan-Caribbean company. We very much regard ourselves as a Caribbean company, not a Trinidadian or a Barbadian or a Jamaican company. We're a true Caribbean company. And you know, it's so exciting to be launching in Jamaica tonight. I mean, Jamaica is a big market, an important market, obviously a very important economy in our region. And we could never truly regard ourselves as a regional company without having a material presence here. So it's very exciting for us, and we're absolutely thrilled. Well, I think the Jamaican economy, there's been a lot of changes in recent years, and that obviously the governments have taken some pretty tough medicine, but Jamaica's coming out the other side of all that. So obviously the stock market has been very strong for a period now. Maybe economic growth isn't as high as many would like, but clearly Jamaica's on a very positive path. We already have, as a regional company, some connections in Jamaica. I mean, Massey Group has been here for a long time with other companies, so we already feel at home here. It's a very comfortable move for us. We have many friends here already, so we're really excited, and we're here for the long term, and very much looking forward to it.
We're very excited about this new chapter in our life. We've been waiting for a little while, and it's happening now. And so we are so excited to say hello, Jamaica. We're there. Because we're in 19 territories, we've had experience in dealing with catastrophic claim in 18 other territories. So that's unique to us, as we've gotten the opportunity to deal with different segments of the Caribbean market, of course, in the claim process. And so we have the experience, the expertise, the knowledge to deal with claims anywhere in the world, I'd say. Hurricane Irma in 2017. So Massey United, then we were 18 territories. We were hitting 9 territories, right? So we paid out in excess of $262 million US in claim settlement. But what was phenomenal about it is the fact that we were able to settle 80% of those claims within 3 months. And that's why when I say we're expert at handling claims, that's what I'm talking about. And so if you ask me what we're bringing to Jamaica, that's what we're bringing, that uniqueness, that ability, because of our diverse experience, to handle claims in a speedy manner.
We are back with another exciting, innovative and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well we knock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
As Minister of Finance, I like competition. I want competition in every sector, because competition means that customers get the best prices, they get the best terms. And when customers get the best prices and the best terms in every industry, it means that resources are efficiently allocated. every saving the consumer gets can be deployed to another area, and that helps the economy. You know, Massey was a big investor in Jamaica many years ago. Anybody who knows their corporate history, Massey is one of the largest companies in the Caribbean region. That they've chosen this time to step up their investment in Jamaica speaks to the fact that, you know, Jamaica is moving in the right direction. All of our variables are aligned and they can see the opportunity. You know, an insurance company has a disproportionate benefit from economic growth, because economic growth means that persons have more assets that they need to insure, people are buying homes, buying houses, and so forth, and they smell the opportunity. They're smart investors. There's a reason why they are one of the largest companies in the region, and I think them coming to Jamaica and launching operations at this time is an endorsement for Jamaica and for its economy and the economic direction.
Massey United Insurance brings the number of operating companies in Jamaica to 4 and joins Massey Gas Products, Massey Technologies, and Massey Distribution. We have waited long for this occasion. Our last addition to Massey was in 2006, when Massey, then called Neelan Massey, acquired the liquefied petroleum gas business of Shell, and Massey Gas Products Jamaica was created. Massey Gas Products Jamaica, known to many of you as GasPro, has over the last 12 years established itself as one of the best performing companies in the Massey Group. So a local company is one of, or maybe the very best performing company in the entire Massey Group. We are indeed proud. In 2018, our revenue was $1.9 billion US. We operate in 12 countries and have over 12,000 team members. While size and scale are important, we are more proud of who we are. We are the Massey Group. We have been around for 9 decades, and each day, day in, day out, we live our values: honesty and integrity, collaboration, responsibility, growth and continuous improvement, and love and care. Simply put, we'll walk away from any business opportunity if we cannot win that opportunity legally and ethically. We are a force for good. And this is what the Massey United Insurance team will bring to the industry and to the country at large. We are just as passionate about our social responsibilities. So as we expand our business opportunities in Jamaica, we want to ensure that the communities in which we operate are enhanced because of the presence of Massey. So we have a number of educational support programs, our scholarship programs, and in last year, the Massey Jamaica team partnered with United Way of Jamaica to create a different environment for a number of basic schools as they began the current academic year. We also believe in the private-public partnerships. And as soon as Minister Tufton's schedule permits, we will launch or we'll participate in the Adopt a Clinic program, and we'll adopt the clinic in Seaview Gardens as the Massey Jamaica team to ensure that the residents of Seaview Gardens and its environs get quality health care in their communities without having to go outside.
Our company, by any measure you choose, is among the top 5 regional property and casualty companies in the Caribbean. And we know, to be number 1, we have to be in Jamaica. You can't be number 1 without being here. And that may be why we're here. For more than 40 years, we have been providing insurance coverage through a combination of branch operations and dedicated agencies across the region. Many organizations and individuals depend on us to protect their assets that they've worked very hard for. In a region plagued by disasters, particularly hurricanes, our diversification is a strength we pride ourselves on being able to provide and on which customers can rely. What you may not know about Massey United is that we have probably been the most tested general insurance company in the Caribbean. Over the years, we have responded to numerous natural catastrophes and are proud of our strong reputation for customer service and responsiveness to our customers when it really matters. Massey United Insurance has maintained strategic relationships over the years with some of the most reputable reinsurers in the world. Our comprehensive reinsurance program with A-rated reinsurers only is a key contributor to our exceptional claims payment history, which continues to distinguish us from our competitors and help us retain market share in key areas. Our strategy for Massey United Insurance in Jamaica, as across the region, is to profitably grow our insurance portfolio in line with our strong underwriting standards by offering superior insurance protection and customer service as a trusted partner across the regional distribution network while maintaining a strong AM Best rating and improving returns on investment. There has been some concern due to our size and reach that Massey United would seek to gain market share here in Jamaica with low premiums. That is not our strategy. As we begin to write business in this market, we will continue to offer premium rates in line with the quality security that we provide to our clients. This company also shares the group's commitment to be a force for good. We have not only focused on providing excellent general insurance coverage, but as responsible corporate citizens, we are also robust in our support of our communities. We will therefore remain committed to improving social cohesion within the territories in which we operate, including Jamaica.
Our women are the backbone of our society. They deserve to be protected and respected. Domestic violence is not okay. Speak up and speak out. No more violence against women.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
We have the longest stretch of quarterly economic growth since we started measuring growth on a quarterly basis, 15 consecutive quarters. We have inflation that has been low and stable for 4 years. We have debt at the lowest level in 2 decades. We have employment at the highest level ever in our history. Our credit rating is the highest in 10 years. Credit growth is at a 6-year high. Should I go on? The best time economically in Jamaica's history. And when an organization like the Neela Massey Group that has opportunity to invest anywhere they want, you heard him, they're in over 19 markets. They can go north, they can go south, they can go east, they can go west. And they choose to set up operation in the insurance business, which is a business that takes on risk. This is not a shop. This is a business, they're coming to Jamaica to take risk, insurance risk. It tells you that they, like us, smell opportunity. And it is my job to welcome them to Jamaica. Please give them a round of applause. Now, on the topic of insurance, financial services in general, the key component that we introduced to be effective April 1st is going to make financial services much more competitive in Jamaica, because the cost of switching is going to disappear. So if interest rate reductions are not passed through to the customer has the opportunity to change institutions, because the cost of doing so has been, what word should I use? Not reduced is too gentle a word. Has been demolished, has been eroded, because those costs were significantly costs imposed by the government. Now, this is important, and the entry of United Insurance to Jamaica is important in the same vein, that competition is good for Jamaica. We want a Jamaica where there is competition. We want competition in every sector. Massey United is in the business of insurance, and in general insurance, all kinds of liabilities, marine liability, cargo liability, aviation liability. I think I'm doing a sell job for them. And of course, insuring property against fire and flood and natural disaster. Again, they have chosen the best possible time to come, because they're coming at a time when the housing starts in Jamaica are at record levels. Just to use NHT statistics. Yeah, please go ahead. That's not something to kid around with. NHT, which is a public sector provider of housing and housing solutions, is programmed to do 8,640 housing starts in the upcoming financial year. Not just to dimension it so you understand the significance of that. In the 4 years, 2012, 2013, 14, and 15 combined, it was 6,000 and change. So when you're talking about doing 8,000 in 1 year, that is the degree of acceleration that is underway. And similar things are happening in the private sector. So the opportunity for companies like Massey United is that with the housing stock being increased and the supply of housing being increased and the ability of persons to afford housing being increased by virtue of the fact that the transaction taxes that were once associated with owning a home, it is going to be massive opportunity for everybody connected with that industry. It's easy to underestimate the aspirations of the Jamaican people. And that's a mistake that as minister, I am not going to make. The Jamaican people, we have more people employed today than ever before. We have 1.2 million MASH, 1.25 million or thereabouts. Every single one of those employed persons want to buy their own home at some point. Whether they are a janitor, or they're a security guard, whether they're a painter or a carpenter, a mason or an ancillary worker, or a police officer, a nurse, or a teacher, they want to own their own home. For far too long, we have put artificial barriers in front of people in the form of high transaction taxes. And by reducing those, we bring that possibility home to the Jamaican people like never before, which creates opportunity for everyone, including those who are in the insurance business.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for $1 7 or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business.
What's your thoughts on this new company coming into the Jamaican insurance market?
We welcome it. There are only 9 players as we have it now. So we welcome the new addition. We are happy to have the competition. The thing with Jamaica is that we have too many monopolies, I think. And I feel that the clients will be happy for an opportunity to have more of an option of where they can go. Whether it's through a broker or through it's direct with the company, it's always a good thing.
Massey, we've been hearing about it for a long time. We've been anticipating them coming to Jamaica, and we're very excited at Billy Craig to welcome them to the insurance group, and we're happy to have them as a partner. Since they've actually started, which they started early in January, Billy Craig has already started doing business with them, and our clients are excited to have them as well.
What are some of the new things they probably bring to the table that was not in the Jamaican market that you think is exciting for consumers?
Well, each company has their own way of doing business, and Massey brings their way of doing business as well. The people they have are incredible. Winsome has been a partner for us from before, and having her as a Massey team member, I think is a perfect choice.
How do you think consumers are reacting so far with this new company in the market?
Interested to ask a question. When they came to Jamaica, one of our largest customers in Montego Bay, they actually came and visited with them, did a site visit. The head of Massey came down here, Winsome was with him, and the client had a wonderful interaction. So I would say that they're primed to do business in Jamaica.
I do believe that it's a great move by Massey coming into Jamaica. What it does, it kind of creates competition for the market that we have and will allow us to actually get better rates.
How do you think consumers will feel about this new company coming into the market?
Well, I think consumers are going to always want new options and look at new options. I think options are always good for consumers. And I think, as the minister said as well, more options, more possibilities, and more improvement. The Jamaican market is quite competitive. It's a very sophisticated market, and I think we can only participate and improve the market.
Thank you so much.
Well, I think competition is always good. The client is the one who gets the benefit of the competition. But separate and apart from that, we work together as an industry and we try to solve industry problems. So it's always good to have another company entering the market so that the consumer can win.
So you would have heard from a fulsome lineup here at the launch of Massey United Insurance's operations here in Jamaica. Thanks for watching BATV's coverage of this launch. I'm Javon Keys for Business Access TV, serious about business.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
The Good Life, your trusted source or useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
On the pages today, we celebrate Jamaica's rich natural heritage and history, plus the Blue Mountain Coffee Festival trending on the Gastronomy Trail. Yes, you're tuned in to Jamaica's #1 magazine program. Sit back, relax, and keep watching today's show for these and more to come after this message.
Water is precious. So we encourage everyone to practice the 4 R's of water conservation. Always remember to reduce your use of water wherever possible. Replace water wasting devices with water savings devices. Reuse water wherever possible. And wherever leaks are found, please repair them and repair them quickly.
Don't delay. Practice the 4 R's of water conservation today.
Home of the National Gallery West, a museum housing aspects of the Jamaican history and heritage, the Montego Bay Cultural Center offers edutainment as well as a multi-purpose town hall and tour experience for locals and visitors alike. Find out more in this next feature.
The Montego Bay Cultural Center opened its doors on July 11, 2014. It has a commitment to retaining Jamaica's rich history while promoting and developing its artistic treasures. Today, it is the home of the National Gallery West, which is an extension of the National Gallery of Jamaica and the National Museum West. It also hosts a multi-purpose town hall and Freedom Monument. The Freedom Monument chronicles the names of the slaves who were harshly sentenced for their participation in the Christmas Rebellion. National hero Sam Sharp was hanged on the front cobblestone of what is now the Montego Bay Cultural Center for his leadership of this rebellion. The Montego Bay Cultural Center focuses on edutainment. The experienced staff is equipped with the knowledge and enthusiasm to ensure your experience will be memorable.
One of the main goals I think all the entities and the cultural center itself has is the concept of edutainment. It's really not just about educating but also entertaining, making it not a place that needs to be a chore to visit for our school constituents.
Through an influx of cruise ship passengers along with local visitors, the center experiences a growing number of 800 to 1,000 visitors on a monthly basis. The National Museum West has an assortment of artifacts that speak to the history of Montego Bay and the wider Jamaica. Exhibits like From Montego Bay to the World capture the development of the city from the days of the Taínos onwards to independent Jamaica. Other exhibits spotlight important groups like the Rastafarians. When one moves to the National Gallery West, Jamaica's rich cultural heritage will continue to unfold through artistic creations. Along these walls, visitors will find works by Montego Bay-based artists Michael Lester and Marcia Biggs. Views from this spectacular interactive projection exhibit by David Gums from Martinique are awe-inspiring. The Montego Bay Cultural Center is aiding the Ministry of Education in reintroducing civics in the curriculum. It has hosted a 2-week summer program for students, facilitating in-depth learning of the arts and/or culture. On your next visit to this dynamic facility, you are encouraged to take along any artifacts, historic information, or personal items that you may be willing to contribute to Jamaica's historic archives. The Montego Bay Cultural Center is being financed by the Tourism Enhancement Fund, but achieving sustainable funding is its ultimate goal. To help with that, the center operates a gift shop where you can purchase souvenirs and Montego Bay Cultural Center branded apparel. It also generates revenue through the car park, town hall, and the collection of admission fees. Admission to the center is $400 Jamaican or $8 US. Students and teachers enter free. It is opened Tuesdays to Sundays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So what are you waiting on? Visit the Montego Bay Cultural Center today and prepare to be edutained.
As we observe and celebrate our history and cultural heritage, we also like to share with you, our viewers, a glimpse of some of Jamaica's natural treasures. Across the hills and valleys and round the bend, there is a wonderful sight to behold, something to excite and satisfy your leisurely spirit. Here is some of what you'll find in the parish of Trelawny.
In Trelawny, there's a little of this and a little of that. So all you have to do is come discover and experience. Okay. Rafting on the Matabele River is part of the offerings here in Trelawny. So when next you're in the parish, come on down. Captain JK, take it away.
Yeah, man. No lele. We don't play. This is how we stay. Everything gotta be okay.
Hey. High five.
Blessed. Yeah, man.
So how long you have been doing this for?
I've been doing this over 2 decades now.
Oh, 20 years.
So I know this stuff quite well, you know?
Okay.
But actually we're on the rapids now, you know?
Wait, stop. We can't end this moment so soon. No, sir. Hold this frame for a little while till we go check out some other places and come back.
Welcome to Falmouth All-Age School, once the home of Fort Belcaris. This fort was built in 1811. It was built to protect the harbour and the town of Falmouth. Falmouth in those days was a boom town, boomy, it had a lot of money, and so persons would like to come in and plunder, so this was built. Soldiers were housed in the building at the back, and they were the ones who were manning the fort.
And this is where the armory was stored.
Now, in later years, the fort was used no more, and so In 1902, it became the Falmouth All-Age School.
Now check out this almond tree. It is said to have been around before or from the days of Fort Belcarres, which means it is well over 200 years.
This mill behind me here is a relic of the slave plantation and of the sugar production when sugar was king in the 18th century. It is part of a large estate called Holland Estate. The thing about it is, this property no longer belongs to a slave holder, no longer belongs to a sugar plantation, but is actually the site of William Knibb Memorial High School, named after the famous emancipator, William Knibb. It is quite ironic that in a place where slavery thrived and our forefathers suffered, now sits an institution of learning for the descendants of those very same slaves. Ironic, isn't it?
It's all about the nightlife here in Trelawny as well, where you can experience the colorful transformation of the glistening waters Luminous Lagoon. To capture this part of my tour, I had to start the night before.
We do nightly boat rides. You can come on down and see the flashes of light once the water is being disturbed. We are the only natural night attraction in Jamaica, and it is also known as the world's famous Luminous Lagoon.
We had a magical experience tonight. It was a great time. Highly recommend it. We'll definitely be back.
Nothing like it in the world. I've never seen anything like this. So awesome time.
Glistening waters to the world.
You see why you have to come to Trelawny? And if bargain is what you want, then Bend Down is the place to be. What go on, my friend? All right, tell me, what's so popular about Bend Down?
Bend Down, everybody can come here, so can get cheap goods, cheap clothes, everything.
Oh, so how you get the name Bend Down?
People from all over Ireland, you know, just come here, so they just throw down their things anywhere and sell.
Oh, and people used to have to just bend down and
people
pick up
just
the
bend
stuff
down
and
and take
things
up
there.
anything.
All right, so I'm here for some bargain, so maybe I should bend down and pick up mine. Bargain for real. $100, another 100, another 100, 300, and I'm going for more. All right, thanks. All right, thanks here.
I like my Paris Trelawny because the water is so cool, it's been cool and nice. And I like the environment is so clean and the new market is so amazing. That's why I love my Paris Trelawny. Big up Trelawny.
Here's more about this parish.
It's all about peace and tranquility, ambience and relaxation, you know? Yeah, man. Bless up.
After a long day exploring Trelawny, this is the perfect end. Just relaxing on the Martha Gray River. Until next time, when I catch you around the bend. Later.
The Ministry of Tourism staging of the 2019 Blue Mountain Coffee Festival is an important item on the tourism calendar. It's an opportunity for locals, including families and tourists, to enjoy everything coffee and more. Vibrant patrons turned out at the Newcastle venue earlier this year for a sip of the experience. Take a look.
The Blue Mountain Coffee Festival is celebrating everything coffee.
Not sure if it was the caffeine, but everyone seemed to have been on a high for this festival. It was pure niceness all around.
A coffee festival. Listen, today me rise like the sunrise, my bright and my upright. No one can break my vibe. I'm in a crew who want fight, who want criticize. I'm on the higher heights. Tell them, say what you want to, do what you want to. It's no concern to me. And if you feel alright in the party, well, everybody just move with me.
It's good, very good.
Jamaican coffee culture was on display. As Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett puts it, coffee is a preferred drink and Jamaica's bean is considered the best in the world.
It is part of that wider policy acting out by way of a strategy that is to bring more Jamaicans into a realization of our cultural assets and for us to consume more of our own. And then secondly, to bring the world to us to enjoy and to consume at a price all of these wonderful assets that we have. It's enabling the world to come and to not just to taste the richness and the uniqueness of the Jamaican coffee strain, but it's also to show what can be done with coffee, the numerous applications of economic value that can inure from this experience, and how our artisans and our farmers and our creative people can use this asset to create wealth and to make a better community. So the festival, yes, it is about camaraderie, it's about bringing people together. Yes, it's about culinary delights and imbibing, but it's also about a greater economic good, which will see to the enrichment of our Jamaican people.
The Jamaica Defence Force Newcastle training base provided the location for the foreplay with coffee. There was no conflict in sight, but rather an interest by the young and mature to indulge in the bean at the country's highest peak. With the mist hovering, patrons sampled and tested all there was to offer.
The beer vanilla nutmeg, it is awesome. Well, first of all, my hand feels smooth and soft and sexy, so it's really lovely.
We have a coffee cake for 300.
Dozens of local brands showcased the best of coffee byproducts and how the bean may be stretched to gain needed foreign exchange.
Our coffee rum cake here, so all you get is a nice decadent cake. It's, trust me, wonderful.
What we are doing today is very old school style brewing method called pour over coffee. That's basically we are doing everything from scratch, grind here and then brew here and then serve fresh.
I have to thank the Ministry of Tourism for that particular insight in understanding that for the coffee farmers to do well, we have to move from just thinking about coffee as a drink. I love it when they make it in those nice iced drinks as well. I love coffee cake. I love coffee sweetie. Lord, do not understand. All those liquor brittles with the coffee and the peanut or the cashew. Coffee to the world.
The inaugural staging of the Blue Mountain Coffee Festival has set the stage for what is expected to be an even greater event in the future.
I've been waiting for something like this. We're going to market it internationally. We're going to get into the magazines and into the digital marketing avenues. So we're going to utilize all the media to showcase the images of Jamaica through this festival. And it is going to be a huge marketing point for us.
I am having the cappuccino with spiked with a little Bailey's rum cream. Yeah, it's a good experience and it has potential for growth and it has also potential for tourism growth as well. I'm from St. Mary and it's wonderful and it's very nice to see that we've got such beauty in Jamaica, and most of the time we Jamaicans, we don't know about these places. I've tried the coffee liqueur and it's wonderful, so I'm going to get a bottle to take back with me.
Amazing. It's absolutely, I've never been to the Blue Mountains before or anywhere up this high, and it's gorgeous. Surprised at how many people are here,
and how much is here on offer. It's wonderful. It's fabulous. We've had a great time.
Coffee ice cream, great, absolutely fantastic. It has this creamy, velvety taste, and it was made right in front of me, right there, by Candy's Delight. To try, definitely. It is something to behold. Real coffee blend in there. It's my first time here and absolutely loving it. I love the different products and everything.
Well, next year everybody come on out.
The Jamaica Festival Song Competition serves as one of the foundation and spawning ground for our cultural music development and preservation, showcasing top performers over the years. These original songs, reflecting the spirit of the Jamaican people, provide a backdrop for the annual emancipation and independence celebrations.
It was also the beginning of a new era in the festival song competition. The foundation was already laid in the 60s and 70s, producing songs that document Jamaica's culture, heritage, and the spirit of the people. But with the 80s and 90s came changes, with some songs having a different sound.
She go, she stop, she go. Hey, I want a woman. I need someone.
The Sing-J started around 80. It's talking over the rhythm. You follow what I'm saying? So it created a whole new thing where the dance different and the whole attitude different. So it was known here as melodic and as sweet as the 60s, 70s.
And there were other changes. In 1994, word came from the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, that the then 29-year-old festival song competition would be renamed the Popular Song Competition. The aim? To represent the music of the day and to somehow cause the music to have appeal beyond the independence period.
The festival song too, if you check a lot of them, whenever festival come out, the songs they were kind of like a mental, more jump up feel to it. I guess because they wanted to be celebratory. You have a kind of, you know, so even though Roxy might be on or a slower beat might be on at the time, people still think, say, during festival you need something for, so you find the artists who enter or the producer tend to inject, in my view, more of a mentor, which is our indigenous music anyway. And then again, because you call it festival song, the shelf life is very limited. A festival song seldom lives after independence. It is used to drum up feelings and excitement up to festival. After that, so sales and things will be gone.
The change also set out to attract younger artists who were into reggae and dancehall and persuade the more established ones to participate.
There was this feeling among them that when they enter festival, they are stigmatized as a festival singer, and so they didn't see themselves entering it. And worst of all, they feared entering, and one of them don't name man from the rural parishes, be them. You see, they couldn't live with that, right? So I was saying, no, we have a change the name from festival to popular. It would remove the stigma or lessen the dislike for it.
To the younger artists, however, they saw the festival stage as an opportunity to shine. The name change did not affect the success of the competition, but in 2008, JCDC decided to go back to its original name.
I didn't get the kind of response I thought it would have caused by changing the name and having these more reputed artists entering. It didn't happen. But the public didn't say, well, but years after, they figured the tradition should be maintained. Let's go back to festival song contest.
And though the name brand artists stayed away, Three-time winner of the 70s, Eric Donaldson, continued, winning 4 more times in the 80s and 90s, the most of any festival singer to date.
But I am proud to be Jamaican, and I love the Highland.
Another high point of the festival song competition in the 80s and 90s, it produced the first female winner.
Mr. Give me back me sweet Jamaica, me land of sugar and rum. Give me back me sweet Jamaica, me little island in the sun.
This period also gave rise to the popular Give Thanks and Praise artist Roy Rayon. He took home the top prize 4 times.
So give thanks and praises, we are still alive. Going walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we survive.
It was a joyous time for Jamaicans all over. We were proud, it had meaning, it had substance, and you were very proud as a Jamaican to sing that song.
My first time I entered would have been 1980. And it's not true that every time Roy Rayon entered, he won, not true. I've won some second prizes, but they don't count. The top prize is what is most important.
Other multiple winners included the Astronauts and Stanley Beckford with 3 each. Contributing to the success of the 80s and 90s were the road shows.
Because our songs really and truly, they got exposure, great exposure. You were going island-wide doing 14 shows. The songs were, you one song, each song was playing like 3-4 times, 5, could up to 6 times per day. That's the sort of rotation for up to 6 weeks. So so you monitor that. You don't care if you didn't like a song. Everybody knew every song.
Over the years, the JCDC has ensured that the festival song competition continues to produce memorable celebratory songs, creating a kind of hypnotism that draws people to the finals year after year to support their favorites.
So I've kept it going from 63 or 66 till now. First of all, it's a major achievement. And I think it's a flagship item on the JCDC's showcasing of our culture each year.
All nations have them sensation, and every nation have them adoration. This is the time for a happy meditation. Nobody of us enjoy the celebration, yeah. Mama, daddy, auntie, daughter, and youth man, enjoy yourself in your homeland. A little more, I and I rope in, go rubber dub it, pan a I will lick a scene. Cause when I check it out loud, no way no better than yard.
On the board this week, the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCD's staging of Mellow Go Round is now on show at the National Arena today, August 3 at 8 p.m. This is the premier family festival event featuring the best of the best in dance, drama, music, speech, and traditional folk forms. The National Arena also comes alive on Sunday, August 4, with the staging of the JCDC's Jamaica Gospel Song Competition Grand Finals. Starting time is 7 p.m. Nightly shows will be live streamed on the JCDC website, jcdc.gov.jm. The Jamaica 57 Independence Grand Gala will be held on Independence Day, Tuesday, August 6 at the National Stadium. It begins at 6 p.m. For more information on the Independence celebrations, persons may contact the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's head office. They're located at 3-5 Phoenix Avenue in Kingston, or you can reach them by phone at 876-926-5726-9. And that's all for our community notices this Saturday. If you have something to share on our notice board, give us a call at 876-922-8680 or email cbishop@jis.gov.jm.
We've come to the close of Jamaica Magazine for today. We hope you've been enlightened and ask that you join us again tomorrow for more. Until then, continue to watch these and other programs by logging on to our website, jis.gov.jm, or subscribing to our YouTube channel. You may also find us on all major social media platforms. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson reminding you that Mellow Go Round will be on show tonight at the National Arena at 8. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Swimming with the dolphins has long been considered a must-do activity on most persons' bucket list. This week on Chill Spot, we get to check that off ours as we visit Dolphin Cove, a chill spot that Sloan Jackson, General Manager of Silver Star Motors, always wanted to experience. They have a wide variety of nature-based activities, so don't go anywhere. Lots of fun and adventure coming right up. Hi guys, hi Sloan. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
This must be your lovely wife.
This is John.
And hi. You are?
Alexi.
Hi Alexi.
Nice to meet you.
From Dolphin Cove, I can see. So what are you guys most looking forward to today?
Everything. Everything really. I mean, I'd love to see the dolphins, but I'm also looking forward to the sharks. It's nice to see that. I've never seen a shark attraction in Jamaica.
I didn't even know Dolphin Cove had shark attractions.
Oh yeah. Anything to do with marine animals, we're the place to come.
Yes.
We're the largest marine park in the Caribbean.
Wow.
And of course, we're Jamaica's #1 attraction.
So why did you choose Dolphin Cove as your chill spot?
Well, I've never been, and it's more what I like to do on a weekend. It's more what I like to do. It's all nature, and it's a good mix of terrestrial and marine. So it's a nice thing to see the whole thing, and I'd love to experience it for the first time.
And what about you? Why Dolphin Cove?
I've been here before and I enjoyed it. I came with my family when I was younger. We never got a chance to do with the dolphins, so
today you're gonna do it.
Swim with the dolphins today. It's gonna be amazing.
Fantastic. So Alexi, tell us about Dolphin Cove. How long have you guys been around?
First of all, let me welcome you all to Dolphin
thank you.
Cove. It's great to have you here. Dolphin Cove has been around for 13 years. It's the brainchild of Mr. and Mrs. Burroughs, and this used to be their vacation house. As a matter of fact, we're standing on their patio right now. And they used to sip tea and watch the cruise ships come in and wonder how they'd make some money out of this
fabulous property.
Location. So they went to the Keys and just passing a dolphin facility in Key West and just decided to give it a check, They wanted to go in, but they said they were full for 3 days. And so a light bulb went off, and 4 years later, they opened here.
And what attractions do you have here?
First of all, we're the #1 marine attraction in the Caribbean.
Right? Wow.
We're the only place in Jamaica where you can swim with the dolphins, interact with stingrays, or interact with sharks as well.
Sharks too?
Yeah, we have a great shark program where you can swim, hold, and feed a shark. You can put a shark on your lap and pet him like a cat.
I think I'll stick to the dolphins.
Just as fun.
Don't know about the shark thing just yet.
Just as fun, just as fun.
And how do you guys differentiate yourself from other attractions in the area?
Well, as I said, nobody in Jamaica offers this. We think we have one of the best things to do.
And what about other locations? Is this the only location that you have in Jamaica?
Right now we have 3 locations in Jamaica.
Right.
We have Dolphin Cove Ocho Rios, we have Dolphin Cove Negril, and we also have an exclusive Dolphin Cove for Half Moon Hotel. And very soon we're opening up at Moon Palace, which is right next door.
Okay.
And we're putting a Dolphin Cove in there as well.
Fantastic. All right, so what are we going to be doing today?
Well, we're the largest marine park. So
Right.
not only can you swim with the dolphins, but there's a number of other things to do. We have mini boat rides. We have a jungle trail where you can, if you've never had an experience of
Right.
touching a yellow Jamaican boa snake, you
Which
can wrap them around your neck
or
if
maybe
you
I
like.
don't want that experience. I mean, I don't know.
But we also have iguanas. We have a lot of things to do.
All right, so I think let's start with the jungle trail.
Okay.
Let's head on down. Are you
Let's
ready,
go.
guys?
Let's
All
go.
right. Coming up. What one thing would people be surprised to know about you?
That I don't drink and I don't smoke at all, ever.
Have never tried it?
Not interested.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, Fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands.
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
As a teacher for over 8 years, we need to realize that the children are our future. We need to love them, appreciate and respect our children. No more violence against children. No more!
Hey, bro. Hey, guys. There you go. Click, click. Click, click, click.
Give a second and a lap. How about a round of applause?
Ready? Ready? Set. Go. Lean down, lean down.
Hi, baby.
Yeah, man, that is something else.
So tell us about your childhood. How were you raised?
I grew up like most of us in Jamaica. I grew up with my mom and we lived in Kingston. I went to Mona Prep, which is a footballing school. And I was a goalkeeper at that time. And then I moved from Mona Prep, I went to Arden, which is a basketball school. And I played basketball. And then after Arden, I went to UA. Stayed at UA, did environmental biology, and then I went into the car business.
You did environmental biology at UA. So how did you end up in cars?
It's an interesting story. I actually just was looking for a different job that I could actually do while keeping my afro. That's really the story. And I refused to cut my hair. And the only job that actually would hire me at the time was the car business. And I wanted to do a job that would allow me to do research. It would help me fund my research so I could go out into the bush and spend the rest of my time in the bush. And car business allowed the freedom. So I stuck with the car business, and over time it has grown from just something I would do to something very serious, really, really serious.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your personal life now. You're married.
Yes.
How long have you been married?
5 years, going on 6.
5 years going on 6?
Yes.
Wow.
So took a while. I think we've been together 7, going on 8. 8. Going on 8, yeah, I joke.
So how did you guys meet?
That's another interesting story. So I'm a workaholic, and my friends thought it would be a good idea that I started to go out because I also don't really go out. So I went out with them to mass camp on a Friday, and the whole idea was for Sloan to get a girlfriend. So I was out there, and I don't remember what it was. I was actually quite upset and I wanted to go home. And my cousin's girlfriend at the time was Jodie's friend, and she wanted to introduce me to Jodie. And I mean, my very first interaction with Jodie was, you know, the girlfriend like, "Hi Sloan, this is Jodie." I'm like, "Hey, good to see you. I have to go." And just walk off, clean, leave her. And luckily, you know, somebody helped follow up and got us back together. And from that, this is where we are.
How do you balance, you know, a home life with such an intense work life?
That part is really all Jodie. Because I mean, like as I said, I'm a workaholic. I work all the time. And if you don't stop me, I won't stop at all. It's really sad. But Jodie does help with the balancing. Jodie does help make sure that I, you know, look at all the other things that I need to do. Make sure I get my basketball in. Make sure we interact with family. She gets the friends over. I mean, pretty much anything home life is done by Jodie, and everything else is done by me. You know what I mean? So it's a really good balance that she helps me with.
What one thing would people be surprised to know about you?
That I don't drink and I don't smoke at all, ever.
Have never tried it?
Not interested.
You've never drank liquor?
Mm-mm.
No kind of alcohol?
No.
Ever?
I've heard all the stories. It's very interesting. I've seen people act stupid,
So
but no.
why is that?
I mean, at a very early age, I had a weird experience, a really traumatic experience. A friend and I, a couple of us, stole out when we should be playing basketball. Stole out to go to one of these little Millsboro parties that were around the corner from where I grew up. And we were there, and he was with me for 1 minute, and I turned around, he was on the floor. And he was out. He almost died of alcohol poisoning.
Wow.
It was I think, you know, just the shock of having so much liquor availability at that point in time, and we were like 14, 15 thereabout. But I mean, after that, I just never developed anything for it.
That really fixed it, huh?
Yeah, man, the reality check was real.
Would you say you have any fears?
None.
None?
None. It's a male thing. When I was younger, you weren't allowed to have any fears that anybody could know about, and my friends knew everything about me, so over time you just learn not to have any of these fears. So whether you're afraid of the dark, afraid of heights, anything else, I've just had to overcome it.
What
because
about not selling any cars in a month?
that fear is a different fear. It's not so much a fear, it's like failing. It's like not winning.
And
If you
not
don't
an
win, it's just not an option.
And what about dressing for the office? What is your style advice?
It depends. In my present occupation where I'm at as GM, there's a certain degree that's expected from you. But at the same time, I am meeting and greeting with my customers, so it's a mix that I have to work with. You know, if I'm dealing with executives and like masters of the universe, as they like to call themselves, then I have to dress appropriately, suits, the whole nine. If I'm going to be dealing with, the person who's very surprised to have ever walked into Mercedes-Benz, then I don't want to frighten them with the wrong, too much bravado on them. So short sleeve, regular, look like the rest of the staff.
And
blended.
casual Fridays?
Casual Fridays is a must. Polo shirts and the whole nine. I'm big on that.
What about your personal or professional goals for the future?
Right now, I just want to get Mercedes from where they were. When I was with the brand, when I joined the brand, it was developing and it wasn't quite near the best. Where I wanted to be at the very end, I wanted to make it the best and make it a household name. I wanted to be the first choice of premium car. And I want to do a lot of things to develop the staff around me, have people grow around me, be able to mentor people to another position and elevate their life.
And what advice would you give to people or persons who want to get into this industry?
Persons who want to get in this industry, it's not all it seems. It's not all just drive cars around and showboating and being on TV and talking about cars. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and I mean the further up the food chain you go is actually the more you pay attention to things that are not car. Like I pay attention to how we greet the staff, words that are said, body language, stuff like that. The layout, customer service, the appearance of the dealership. I mean, we go so far away from car now. You go from the actual fun part, and as a salesperson, it takes a drive. It takes waking up every morning, every single day, going back to do the same thing and motivated to do it even better today for you to be the best at it. That's what it really takes. I mean, I've been in the business 10 years. I have reps that work for me that have been in the business 14 years. I've seen somebody that's been in the business 30 years, and I can tell you the one that's at 30 is more driven than the one that's just came in, and the one that just came in is all wow, you know what I mean? So it takes a different approach, and the business is open to anybody, no matter what your skill set is. You could actually come in, you can learn the trade, and if you have a gift, you'll know.
But I think you're a real, true testament to having balance and offering balance in your life.
Coming up, what does a typical day involve for you?
It's different. It's not what people think it is. It's not coming in and driving Mercedes home.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
We are back with another exciting, innovative and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well lock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business.
So Sloan, talk to us about being the general manager. What does a typical day involve for you?
It's different. It's not what people think it is. It's not coming in and driving Mercedes home. I literally get there in the morning way before everybody else. I'm normally there till, you know, dog afraid, as I like to say. And I do everything. I'm a little hands-on. I try to be engaged. I try to also meet and greet with my customers, because the customers it's what all business is about. So it's talking to them, understanding what they want, understanding what their expectations are, and trying to meet it at all times.
And what would you say is the thing that you enjoy most about your job? Is it driving the cars every day?
No, actually it's the delivery of the cars, and it's meeting and greeting with the different people, the different customers, the different things that you never expect, the type of customers that walk in, and you know, just the surprises every day.
And just so we're clear, Silver Star Motors, what brands do you guys have?
Well, Silver Star is just Mercedes-Benz, but Silver Star is a part of a much larger group, which is the Stewart Automotive Group. We have Suzuki, Mitsubishi, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Mini, and we've now acquired another 2 brands, which is Jaguar and Land Rover.
Right. Okay.
Right. So
Congratulations.
we're now the largest automotive group.
In the Caribbean, in Jamaica?
Jamaica.
And what would you say, because I asked you about what's your favorite part of your job, what would you say is your least favorite part?
My least favorite part is just not winning in a lot of occasions, like just not having the answer for a customer. Because a lot of times the customer really depends on us to come up with an answer for them, because they really want to make that step. And then when I just don't have an answer for them, it really breaks my heart, I'm not going to lie.
So how do you combat that? Because, I mean, if you can't help a customer, you just can't help them, right?
Well, it's just can't help at that moment, but with me, I never give up an opportunity. And I mean, like even recently, we've just had a situation where a lot of customers want to get in a Mercedes-Benz for under $6 million. We had a car when I just came there that was under 6, and we've now priced ourselves out. But recently I just stayed there till 1 o'clock. I refused to leave until I actually figured it out, and we're working on a product right now for everybody that's watching, that we're working on a product that will be under $6 million.
So how long have you been in this industry? And how long have you been at Silver Star?
I've been at Silver Star now for 2 years. I actually started Silver Star a long time ago as well, but overall I've been in the industry over 10 years.
And what would you say is your secret to success?
My secret to success is very simple. It's wanting to do the things that you normally don't want to do. And it's having a passion to do it. And I mean, you're paying attention to little details and just the drive to get up in the morning to do it. That's what it needs.
What drives you to be successful?
It's a couple of things. I just love to compete. And I love the whole thing that comes with competition. You're just going through every new task, and as you beat one, you see another target, and you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. I love that. And the other thing is I have quite a few younger children that look up to me, that I talk to every now and again. And I have to be the example that I need to be for them. Just another example out there, because it's not just me. But you know, it's another good example that they can turn to, that they can ask questions, just like how I had somebody that I could ask questions.
So that means you have a mentor then?
In different aspects, yes. I have a mentor from the car business. He actually is the father of a friend of mine that still works in the car business. He pretty much taught me most of what I needed to know to be a general manager. And I have another mentor that died recently. That was my mentor for everything I do on the other side, which is herpetology. Yeah.
And you have a small business as well?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So when I was in the industry, I figured out that we needed something to help customers learn everything they needed to know about cars and give them a much broader perspective, more than just me at this particular dealership telling everything you need to know about this one. So I developed a company called Auto Info JA. And
Auto Info JA.
Correct.
Okay.
And what it does is give you everything, all the information you need on the automotive industry, things like petrol prices and why they're moving up and down, how to compare the cars. It also has a classifieds where you can actually put your different cars up. So when you want to get out of the car that you're in, so you can get into a new car, that's what the site is for.
And do you have any advice for entrepreneurs who want to get a small business off the ground? Did you have any difficulty?
If you have a business, know everything more than the initial plan going up to 5 or 10 years. Do not plan just for 12 months or 18 months, because after you reach that stage, you won't know what to do. And have a much larger goal than you think you can actually achieve right now, because you will actually get to that point and need something to push you further.
So you mentioned that you had studied environmental biology in school. Do you do anything with that now? Do you still have a passion for it?
Yes, we do. I still do research. I've actually written a book I wrote the book at 19. I am Jamaica's consultant on reptiles. If you find anything that looks really ridiculous and you carry it to UWI, they will also come and ask me to look at it. I've been doing that now since I was...
Well, I have a lizard at my house.
I'm sure.
And I'm positive it's extraordinary. You need to come and see it.
I'll come and look at it.
It's out of this world.
If you're anything like the lady who called me when I was still at UWI and she said she wouldn't go into her house, when I went there, the lizard was like that big. But, you know, it's interesting. I mean, you have so many various types. I mean, a lot of people don't know this. We have 51 different types of reptiles in Jamaica.
No, I did not know that.
And we have 26 different types of frogs.
So it's not just lizards?
It's not just lizards, it's reptiles. You know, we have a lot of stuff. And I mean, I've actually also discovered new species and I've rediscovered stuff that we haven't seen in a long time.
I love that you have that two-passion thing going on. That's really awesome.
Keeps it interesting.
Yeah. So what would you say is your highlight from today? We did so many different things.
Right.
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part was pretty much everything, but I like some individual stuff. So I like meeting Alex and seeing Alex, somebody in my kind of position, doing the things that I do, but I am now in the customer's shoes and watching somebody having to do that. I also like integrating, you know, meeting up with the dolphins, having the dolphins push me by my feet, having the stingray scare the producer. Love that, love the parrots. I love the little girl. There was a girl that was like 2 feet tall, and she was doing the slide like 25 times. She was the bravest person I've ever seen in my life.
So you just like everything there?
Everything. And I want to bring my family. I think everybody should come on down. #1 attraction in Jamaica. You should come down. It's really, really good.
Well, Sloan, thank you very much for sharing your very exciting chill spot with us today. It was really a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much.
Well, we've come to the end of another episode of Chill Spot where we featured Sloan Jackson, General Manager at Silver Star Motors. His chill spot was the very exciting Dolphin Cove, and I must say I've really had a fun and exciting day here. And I can't wait until next week when we get to explore another chill spot. Until then, I'm Candy. Walk good.
And we're working on a product right now for everybody that's watching. That we're working on a product that will be under $6 million. So come on down. I joke.
It's not an infomercial. And what about you? Why Dolphin Cove?
That's a good answer.
You guys excited? And I forgot the question. We can pick up though. We can just pick up.
You sure the office him there when him stay out till 1 o'clock in the morning?
She know which part me there.
You sure the office? She's like, I'm positive. I'm positive.
Hold up, you're rolling.
It is.
Oh, good.
You caught all of that? Are you serious?
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Violence is bad. Violence against our innocent little children is terrible. Pretending not to notice when we know or suspect that a child is suffering is awful and morally wrong. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, there can be no keener realization of a nation's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Think about that for a second. I have a voice. It's one of my gifts. I intend to use it on behalf of our children. No more violence against our children. Make your move to stop violence against our children right now. No more. No more. No more.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious
about business.
Serious about business.
It's the newest Ribby's Lounge, and it's called Ribby's Ocean Lounge right here at the Victoria Pier in downtown Kingston. I'm Javon Keys, and we'll be bringing you the highlights of the media mingle from last night and today the grand opening. Stay tuned.
This was called Pirates Cove. Right where we are was a nightclub that was as exciting, and in those days, you know, the place was jam-packed and people were dancing. They were dancing ska and rocksteady and so on. And so I'm really happy to see that here we are again, but we're not at Paris Cove tonight. We're at Ribby's. And I really want to congratulate the team, Don, Ribby, and Kamal, for really making this happen. I'm really very happy. And I wanted to give the three guys who have done a wonderful job in getting this place up and running a big round of applause. Let me see if you're hearing me. Now, things are going to get even better, because as we open up Port Royal to visitors to Kingston, because Port Authority is now introducing what is called a sea walk, and the ship will dock out at sea, and we'll have a floating pier. And they're hoping that this will come on stream next year in time for the tourist season. And as the ferry is reintroduced, and we have all kinds of exciting things happening in Port Royal and downtown Kingston, it is going to be rivaling other waterfronts, other places in the world. I'm only sorry that I had an apartment in the Ocean Towers and I sold it.
Big mistake.
Big mistake. And so I just want to wish you all the success. And as we finalize arrangements to declare entertainment zones, this will be one of the first locations to be officially declared an entertainment zone.
So joining us now is the Minister of Entertainment and Sports, Olivia Babsy Grange. How are you, Minister Grange?
I'm good, I'm good.
How are you enjoying the Ribby's Ocean Lounge experience?
It's great, and in fact it takes me back to my young years, because this is a space where we used to have a lot of fun. Victoria Pier, Pirates Cove, it was the happening, and I'm happy to see downtown Kingston is coming back to its former glory days.
So, entertainment is something that we all want to see being developed in any major city. Tell us, how does this setup add to that thrust towards developing entertainment in Kingston?
Well, Ribby's is bringing back life to our capital city. And you know, entertainment is at the center of Brand Jamaica. Our culture, our music, and our creative people. And so, entertainment downtown Kingston is going to really open up the city. It's a cultural city. We are designated the UNESCO Creative City of Music. And we are now waiting on our nomination of reggae as Jamaican heritage music to be inscribed on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage Site. And when that happens, that will be the icing on the cake. And so, when I see all that's happening now downtown Kingston and what is projected to be done, just the vibrancy and the old charm of Kingston and the excitement of this cultural city is going to just explode. I'm a downtown girl, born and bred in West Kingston, downtown Kingston. And we are used to a city that does not sleep. And over the years, things had just basically stopped happening. So now we're seeing the regeneration of Kingston, capital city. We're going to see a rebirth and a resurgence of activities and prosperity.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to downtown Kingston. It feels really, really good to be right here with the friends and family that are in the building tonight. We've been open for approximately, I would say, a month with a soft opening in September, and today, November 1st, is historic. When you came inside, you saw a ribbon on the front door, which will be cut shortly, and it is symbolic for the reopening of this space, downtown Kingston. For a lot of persons who may not be aware, we will be open 7 days a week, starting at midday every day, starting today. 7 days a week, you will be able to come downtown and have top quality entertainment, drinks and food until midnight, and on Friday and Saturday until 2 a.m. At least. At minimum, until the minister declares the entertainment zone. And then we suspect we can go for 24 hours.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you all again to the new Victoria Pier. Done. Right here in downtown Kingston. Yes, I got a little tongue. Tonight is a milestone in the entertainment industry, as the older folks, a little older than me, would have experienced, as what Baptist said, the minister, that Victoria Pier, a long time ago, was the spot, the place to be for entertainment. And tonight, the brand Ribbies is here with us to launch downtown Kingston right here at the new Victoria Pier. And we are happy that you all could take your time out to be with us and experience Ribbies Ocean Lounge. I think we have said enough, and it's time to eat, drink, and be merry.
First of all, let me welcome Business Access TV to Ribbies on the Ocean. The opening night last night has been exceptionally supported by the press and the media, and I must say everything has been going fine, and the response for Ribbies Ocean Lounge has been marvelous. People have been coming, people have been calling, and the atmosphere down here is superior. Ribbies Ocean and Ribbies Ultra Lounge at Barbican are two different personalities in terms of our decor, you know. So you would like either one whenever you come to Barbican or on the ocean. Come on down, downtown is alive.
What kind of ESN paper this?
I'm a bird certificate.
You what?
Bird certificate.
Hold on. Let me help you.
Where are you?
I apply for your birth certificate online on the RGD website. You're lucky things improve and get easy now. This didn't have any security feature. All your granny could have write this.
Transformation is happening across the public sector. Many services are now available online. We are building a better public service for all. Brought to you by the Transformation Implementation Unit.
Welcome back to BATV's coverage of the official opening of Ribby's Ocean Lounge right here at the Victoria Pier in downtown Kingston. Stay tuned for more highlights.
Well, I just want to say, when Digicel came downtown 7 years ago, we took a chance, and it was seen as a big move by a big corporate company to throw its weight behind the capital city of Jamaica, where all the action was. And we did it, and we are very happy to be part of what's happening in downtown. And we'd like to believe that we started the whole movement once again. And so I'd like to commend Ribby's, Don, Kamal, for showing faith in downtown and for investing in downtown and helping to bring Victoria Pier back to life with the Ribby's brand. And so we're very pleased to be working with them and was very happy to come on board to show them the hospitality that we have to offer for anybody who wants to come and invest in downtown. And I think they've done a tremendous job. It's a beautiful location. I think it's going to be many years that this place will have a lot of success in bringing entertainment and life to downtown, and we look forward to that. We look forward to the quality of the brand, bringing a new, fresh perspective to the nightlife fair in downtown Kingston. And I congratulate them, and I hope you congratulate them with me. And please support them and support downtown. And thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you, Ribby's.
So joining us now is Justin Moran. He is the CEO of Digicel Jamaica. How are you, sir?
Great, and you?
I'm well. How are you enjoying the Ribby's Ocean Lounge experience downtown?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, what these guys have done here, I'm very proud of that achievement because Digicel came down here 7 years ago, and we really started, in our opinion, a movement to rejuvenate downtown. And we really have a lot of faith in what downtown can bring Jamaica. So we're very happy to see what these guys have done, the investment they've made into bringing Ribby's down here, and they've done a fantastic job. It's great inside, atmosphere is lovely, the food is great, the company is great, the decor is amazing, and they've really put a lot into creating a nice environment for people to come down and enjoy in the evening. So I'm very happy and pleased to see Ribby's down here finally in downtown Kingston.
Great, so you guys have a partnership with Ribby's Ocean Lounge. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, you know, they reached out to us and they said they were coming here, and then, you know, for us it was just a no-brainer to jump on board to help them out. And so we put fiber down here for them so that they could offer their patrons free Wi-Fi. We've also wired them up to have our TV services. So now you can come down here and watch your favorite sports matches at all times of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here and to be playing a role in revitalizing downtown Kingston, Jamaica. Loose Cannon Tours started just about 2 years ago. We have 2 weekly cruises. We also do charters. We've had a good relationship with Ribby's for that time. They have held our hand and helped us forge our way forward. And now we're continuing that partnership right here on the waterfront. So most of our activities, especially our charters for all the Christmas parties and so on, will take place out of Ribby's down here. And we sail out of here every Friday night. And we continue to work together. As you can see, this is a fantastic location right here on the water. And Kingston, it's hard to believe. 2 weeks ago on a Saturday night, we were down here till 4 o'clock in the morning and nobody wanted to leave. And this is Kingston, Jamaica. Everybody is so comfortable downtown once again. I used to hear about it when I was a kid, how people used to walk back and forth downtown. Now it's back here again. Ribby's has played a phenomenal part in revitalizing downtown, and we're very pleased to be one of their partners, and we'll work to continue to serve together. Thank you very much. Well, we've been working together for almost 2 years now, and now Ribby's has moved on to the water, so it's a marriage made in heaven. We're working very closely with each other. So most of our, well, every Friday night now, we sail from here 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. We have a harbor cruise every Friday night, and most of our charters will also originate from here. Well, we have a special cost for our residents. For example, Friday night is 6,500 Jamaican dollars. For a Jamaican resident, it's 65 US for a non-resident. On Sunday to the beach, it would be $8,000 for a resident and 85 US for a non-resident. And that includes open bar and buffet, so it's food and drink inclusive.
Coming from Montego Bay, we own Pier 1, so we're on the waterfront. This is perfect for me. Finally, I can come to Kingston and go to somewhere that feel like I'm in Jamaica.
What would you say to other persons with regards to establishing businesses downtown, entertainment businesses particularly?
Well, obviously it's a hit. So I would recommend that anybody that have the pull, that can move people, move them to the waterfront, because it's much better than the congestion of New Kingston and a lot of the packed areas now. The waterfront is wide open, so I think it's a good idea. They struck gold.
So far, what are you enjoying the most?
So far, everything has been good. The liquor been good, the service been excellent, music been on point, and just the whole ambience is just fabulous.
So with me now is Deidre, she's a patron here. How's the opening night for Ribby's Ocean Lounge?
I mean, it's excellent. I'm having so much fun. It's great.
So what do you say to other people who might be skeptical about coming on down?
You should be here. You should be here. It's a good vibe. You'll enjoy yourself, trust me.
And what's your favorite part of the experience so far?
Well, everything. Everything so far. Yes, everything.
So I'm sure you've been to the other Ribby's. Which you prefer and why?
Well, I like the both of them, but because we have the water outside, that's a bonus right there.
So we've been bringing you the highlights from the Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston grand opening. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more highlights.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art, I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
With me now is Mr. Kamal Banky. He's one of the shareholders in this Ribby's Ocean Lounge and Ribby's franchise overall. Tell us, what does this establishment in downtown Kingston mean for you and your shareholders?
For me, it's a triumph over the naysayers. A lot of people said we couldn't do it. A lot of people said we were crazy to decide to come to downtown Kingston. I said I believe in Kingston, Jamaica, and I want to build another franchise of our original business, successful business, Ribby's Ultra Lounge, on the waterfront. We got an opportunity and we said, well, guess what? We're going to bring our vibrations downtown and build the energy from the epicenter of the waterfront at Victoria Pier.
Tell us some of the challenges that you might have faced in establishing Ribby's here.
One of the things is really that people didn't understand what our vision was. I mean, they were like, you're going to bring a nightclub to the waterfront, like, because they see what Barbican is. But every one of our properties that we will open, I mean, this is the second one, will have a different identity. So this one has a distinct identity, distinct look and feel, a distinct layout, and that gives it identity and will get the people that it's supposed to get. Host them in the way that they're supposed to be hosted. And for me, it's very important that people understand what we're trying to sell here. For me, the food experience on the waterfront is one of the most important things you can get. The bar experience is great, but when you come down here, you're going to stay here for 6 hours. And if you stay here for 6 hours, you're going to eat. And then you're going to have a drink. You might eat again and have 2 more drinks. And relax a little bit, drink some water, and then go to your yard. But most importantly, we are building an ecosystem of people here that are going to be very happy and very, very comfortable hanging out with us every day downtown Kingston.
So we miss the big man himself. This is Don Curry. Mr. Curry, how are you, sir?
I'm good. They say without vision the people perish. So we like to see whether our visions come alive.
All right, so tell us now, what led you to establish Ribby's Ocean Lounge in downtown Kingston?
Okay, we have a vision. And it's not limited to locally, but anywhere in the world you go, your waterfront is usually the center of entertainment, etc. We are on the 7th best harbor in the world, and we had a discussion among ourselves, me, Ribby Kamat, and myself, and we decided that we, as a brand that is established, need to lead the revitalization of downtown Kingston. We believe in Kingston. We support the mayor's vision of Kingston. We support the government's vision of Kingston. And we basically just put our money where everybody just chat. This venture is successful because there are other people who are appreciative of our foresight and vision, and the support has been overwhelming. And I like to use this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for the people who have come here, because we have opened this business and it has not affected Ribby's Ultra Lounge in Barbican. So obviously we're doing something right.
Here we are with one of the patrons here at the Ocean Lounge, Ribby's Ocean Lounge in downtown Kingston. Tell us your name and how you're enjoying the experience.
I'm Gabrielle Davis, and this is actually my second time being at Ribby's downtown, and it's like a really open vibe. Honestly, the best thing I liked about tonight was the food.
And what would you say to a person who probably be skeptical coming downtown?
Honestly, I have never been skeptical about coming downtown, but to anybody who might be, I have nothing bad to say, no bad reviews. It's a very safe place. The food is good, the drinks are good, and the crowd is good. So I would say come.
So I'm joined by Shelly. She's another patron here at Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston. How are you enjoying the experience?
Excellent, excellent experience. I mean, there's a lot of vision actually in this space, and I really need to congratulate Ribby and his partners for really putting together this. I mean, it's just all about the right persons, the music, the vibe, and of course the great cuisine. Excellent.
So far, what's your favorite part of the experience?
Boys, you're putting me on the spot, you know. I mean, I would say that everything really tied in very well. That's what I would say, tied in very well.
All right, gentlemen, so tell us how you're enjoying the experience so far.
Great experience, fabulous experience. To be downtown at this time, fabulous experience.
How's the experience for you?
Excellent, Ribby's is the place.
So with us now is Captain King. He's one of the bartenders here at Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston. Tell us, how does it feel to work with the Ribby's franchise?
Well, I'm the bar supervisor here, and it's a great opportunity for me as a celebrity mixologist, I might call myself. And I've been mixing for a lot of brands, and it's such an honor to actually be on the waterfront and be the man that is in charge for all the mixes. So it's a great honor. That's all I can say. Big up Ribby's Ocean Lounge, big up Dan, Kamal, and Ribby, of course. It's my pleasure being a part of the team.
As of our patrons who want to come out and come downtown to Ribby's Ocean Zone, what are some of the specials that you have here offering?
Oh my God. Everybody that knows me knows that I make great and amazing drinks. Always out of the box, so we have an interesting drink called Rough Waters, which includes Scotch bonnet pepper, along with a lot of other interesting Jamaican ingredients. So we have like soursop, we have a tamarind martini, we have a lot of interesting drinks. So as long as you come and you just interact with us, we'll give you some of the available cocktails we have at Ribby's Ocean Lounge.
And that brings us to the end of our coverage of the Ribby's Ocean Lounge Downtown Kingston Media Mingle. As always, thanks for staying tuned to Business Access TV. I'm Javon Keys, and remember, we're serious about business.
Now presenting the Jamaica Social Investment Fund ICDP Enterprise Development Project. Entrepreneurial Grant Business Pitch.
This project is a $100 million grant that's seeking to target 50 small and micro business enterprises and give them training, capacity development, equipment, permits and license towards the development and the viability of their business. We have made a call for proposal in March of this year for entrepreneurs to submit for the opportunity to receive a grant between $1 and $5 million. We received more than 500 applications, and so we have now shortlisted them to 100. So we've invited that top 100 applicants here today, and they're going to have to pitch their business idea to a panel, and of the 150 will actually transpire and win the opportunity for the grants. One of the primary objectives of what we're doing here is employment. We want the business to be able to sustain not only the principals as the owners, but we also want the business to be able to employ at least 2 people. The next part of it, as we do in all of our projects like this, is it provides a learning instrument of how we can engage small and micro enterprises and take them to the next level.
Why we're doing this rigorous process because we want to identify the best potential entrepreneurs for this project. And keep in mind that we are speaking about a loan, so we want to ensure that the applicants are committed, and that from a sustainability point of view, that upon receiving the support from JSIC, that in 2 or 3 years the enterprises will still be operational and the broader objective of the project would be achieved. Once we have now equipped them and they should be ready to start their production and going, we'll then have a mentorship component.
It has been a very competitive process. Jamaica is filled with persons with drive and passion. We're expecting that the best will be selected. And then for those who are not successful, we are also hoping to link them to other providers of services, because I'm telling you today, from what I've seen, it is an excellent, excellent, excellent opportunity. It's worthy of note that many persons coming here today already have some kind of semblance of a business, but they need the additional support to move that business to the other level, as well as some persons that come in with just proposals to start from scratch. On behalf of the JSIF, we want to really thank the DBJ and other partners from UWI who came to be part of the panel, and just to remind you that the JSIF is here and we're investing for community development.
My name is Christelle Harris. You're watching Business Access TV, serious about business.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Wilson, and I'm the creator of the Ox System. I just felt as if all the hair products I was using in my hair was just not making that difference that I knew was actually possible. So I basically knew something was missing from the products. Every single product that I had tried. It was good, but it just wasn't good enough. And one afternoon, when I was about to start watching, I started to mix a few natural stuff in my kitchen, and I would put it in my hair before the actual conditioner. And about 8 months after I'm doing that every single week, I finally realized that it made a huge difference, and persons were noticing the actual difference. And 2 friends who had salons said, "Suzanne, can I try some of it in my clients' hair and see what the reaction is?" They really loved it. And then one day I asked one of them, who was not that busy, if she would allow me to actually rent her chair so that I could get in different texture hair, and the rest is actually history. I started doing that in 2010, was when we actually chartered the business. But we really started marketing, social media, and so on and so forth about 2 years now, because we were gradually, slowly adding to the hair care line just to make sure that we had a proper system in place. And I mean, we will always be adding, because there will always be things that are needed. We will improve on like something else, so we'll always be doing stuff with our products. We do have a salon, which is our lab. This is actually where we can get proper feedback. We can do trial and error, and we can get feedback also from the clients. We also have a hair care system, shampoo, pre-conditioning booster, conditioner, leave-in rejuvenating mist, serum, hair butter, maintenance oil, and we also have a body butter. But for now, we are kind of concentrating more on our hair care line. In the salon, we only use the Ox System products, except for if we're doing color or we're doing a relaxer. But everything else is just Ox. Why we can do this is because Ox System is a system, and it totally encompasses everything every single step that is necessary to make everybody's hair look really good. Plus, Ox System is also about hair care practices. They are unfamiliar methodologies, but they really work. So we don't only have products on the market, we also combine these products with hair care regimen that are not normal, not typical, but they really make a huge difference. Initially it was OX, but then I realized that another company had the name and I didn't know who was first on the market. So I said, you know what, how can I make it Ox where you can still say Ox easily, where it flows off the lips? Just add another X. So to be honest with you, there is really nothing to it. We cater to everybody. Doesn't matter whether you are Black, Indian, white, Chinese. It doesn't matter whether you are a man or a woman. And we also cater to children. It does not matter. Ox is for everybody. We were able to self-capitalize because remember that we just started with just one product. So it has been steady growth over the years. That initial capital was used to buy ingredients and for research and development. And then also, you know, packaging and all of that. I would say that the feedback that we have gotten since Ox has been on board, initially it was disbelief. For instance, even on our social media, we have before and we have afters, persons have said that it wasn't true, that, you know, that these photos were retouched, is weave we put in their hair and all of that. So we have a few disbelievers. Another thing too is that because our unfamiliar methodologies are so far-fetched, seemingly far-fetched, because they really aren't, they are facts. People tend to not want to believe it. Another thing too is we educate from the core. So we will explain to Black women especially per se that African textured hair is very fragile and very delicate. There are some people who believe that African textured hair is strong, which is the furthest from the truth. So by dispelling some of these myths, we get a little resistance. You know, people get offended and everything. But let's put it this way. My thing is, if you are not working with the facts and the truth, then you will never get the result the way you want it. Knowledge is power. So we are trying to impart knowledge so that people can know how to properly execute. With respect to that, we could even go to the salon and you can ask one of the clients over there what has been her experience using Ox and abiding by our unfamiliar methodologies.
Since using the Ox product, I've noticed a great difference in my hair in terms of how it feels, how it looks. It's fuller, it's thicker, it's softer. I've had a lot of compliments on my hair, and basically since coming to Ox, all we've been doing is using natural products. We no longer brushes our hair. We comb our hair like once per week, and it's been phenomenal. Natural fabulosity.
Hi, I'm Carrie. For me, the Ox system has been phenomenal. I am very bad with my hair. I neglect my hair. I don't moisturize. I don't cover anything. And Susan will tell you that I come here with my hair in deplorable state. But whenever I come and she uses her products, my hair looks fabulous, as you can see now. And it's good for moisture, it's good for the texture of your hair, and I fully endorse the product.
Since using the Ox products, I have really been happy with my hair. My name is Elisa. I travel quite often and I make sure that I stock up on my Ox product, which I use every single day. I didn't think I could go without brushing my hair, but as you can see, I haven't brushed my hair since starting using the Ox product, maybe about 8 months now, and I love my hair. I have friends from abroad who are asking me for the products, and I definitely will be in touch with Susan to get me some products.
We do have profits, yes, but it is constantly being reinvested in the business. We are located at 9 Merrick Avenue, which is off South Avenue, and yes, this is a very good location for the business because we are central, and when you think about traffic and all of that, especially when we have clients who come in their lunch times, it's a very good location. The Ox team is based on my husband, Brian Sebastian, who is literally like He's like part of our business. And then we have our Ox team at the salon, very dedicated staff, very loyal staff, and very also serious about what Ox stands for and the information we are trying to impart to everyone. For instance, Fadia, she saw us on Facebook. She was very interested in the befores and the afters, and she came, and she literally came just to purchase products, but she was so fascinated with the different executions that she saw as opposed to what she was trained to actually do, that she sat there for the whole day. And I said, if you wish, you may come and sit again tomorrow. And she did that for about 1 week. And then I said, well, since you already went to beauty school, would you like to help us? And she said yes, and she is still with us today. It has been over 1 year. A culture of professionalism, loyalty, excitement with respect to what we're trying to impart to the world. Right now, Jamaica, but obviously to the world, we like Ox to be a brand. So we make sure that everybody who works for Ox is very excited and empowered about what we're trying to impart, because, for instance, our unfamiliar methodologies go against the grain. Every cosmetology school, whether in Jamaica or in the world, we say things that are not typical. So anybody anyone and everyone who works with us have a loyalty to what we are trying to impart. For the salon, average 8 hours, but for myself and my husband and Sebastian, we never stop working. Literally, I mean, there'll be times when I'm on the computer all hours of the night, and so are Sebastian and my husband, Brian. We just never stop working.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, Fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
We generate new ideas by listening and really paying attention to the needs of people, right? Especially black women, because black women spend the most money on hair care products every single year, no matter where you are in the world. And one of the reasons is because we don't really have the right answers. So when you don't have the answers, you are constantly searching.
Since coming here, my hair is no longer relaxed. The texture is awesome. It's soft and it has grown, and the whole system is just tremendous, and I would recommend it to anyone.
When you are searching, then you keep buying and you keep buying. So this week you use this product and you think, oh my God, this is supposed to do this. And it doesn't. We listen. We always keep our ears to the, to the ground, and we listen. We get feedback from our clients. I even use myself as a guinea pig. I listen to what the Ox team has to say, because they are dealing with like so many different textures also, and just keeping abreast on what is out there, squashing some of the ridiculous stuff that is out there with proper information. We build a successful customer base. We actually garner them initially from social media, word of mouth, referrals. We hold on to our customer base by making sure that we listen to their needs. We make sure that we offer a website which has tips and advice, how-to videos, So if they can't get in touch with us, they can go to the website, refresh their memory as to what they're not supposed to do, and of course what they're supposed to do. It's 24 hours, obviously, it's our website. And like I said, we just really make sure that we listen to their needs and we guide them along the way, always. A huge challenge is our unfamiliar methodologies. Our unfamiliar methodologies really go against the grain. Every single cosmetology school, whether, like I said, here or in the world, are going to be opposed to some of what we are teaching. But we are taking it from the core information. So we understand what the biological structure of the hair is, with whatever race you are. So if you are African textured hair, like we have photos in our salon that show you the different hair textures. So we say why you shouldn't be doing this. This is the reason why. So it's a very huge challenge when it comes to our unfamiliar methodologies, especially. We are really going against the grain. Cosmetology schools are not teaching what we are teaching, but we know that it actually works. We see results. So yes, it's a challenge, but we see the results. And the thing is, even when clients come to us and the change sounds really just not able to be, you know, it seems impossible for them. And we know change is like never easy, or sometimes it is not easy. But once persons abide by our teachings, along with using our products, then what you find is that their co-workers or their family and their friends say, wow, what a way we are seeing a noticeable difference with your hair. And then those challenges now become less challenging. I would say that we have not had any failures. We have had a few hiccups. I will give you an example. For instance, we have satin wear. So we have satin pillowcases and satin headwear, because satin and silk are the only two materials that you should really be using on your hair. So because of that, I made a satin scrunchie. We explain that especially when you're dealing with African textured hair, when it is relaxed, like black women who have relaxed hair. Remember, once again, it is very fragile. So we explain, do not put these scrunchies on tight in the hair. You're not supposed to have your hair tight when you have African textured hair and it is relaxed. Guess what? They were putting it on tight. So I had to just stop making scrunchies because they weren't listening. So now we are working on another satin headwear that you can use to do ponytails and everything. And it will be, even if you do try to make it tight, at least it will not be so damaging. So like I said, we don't consider them failures. We just consider them hiccups, and we make it better. First of all, we make sure that we listen to our customers' needs. We take note of whatever we do also, even executions on ourselves. So we are always listening, we get feedback, and whenever something is not working, because once again, we have that salon. Because we have that salon, we can, you know, basically take care of something that is not working immediately. Like I said, it is like our little lab. And feedback, really paying attention. We really pay attention to the most minute execution. Our growth strategy is to always improve on our products. If we have to add products, we do that. Whenever we have to add to our tips and advice and our unfamiliar methodologies, and with respect to the longevity, we have a website, 24 hours, that has information, how-to videos, common hair issues, how to solve some of these problems with that. But the website is really comprehensive and adds a lot of information. and with respect to the longevity, we are also going to be teaching persons on what to do and always imparting our message out there. And we will also like to spread the word that, and we have had a couple hairdressers who have come to us. They would like to know more about Ox, and this is something that we would like to extend this message, that anyone who wants to learn how to use Ox so that their clients can also enjoy the benefits, you know, they can always contact us. Our information is on the website. Do I believe there's some form of a pattern? Just work, dedicated to work, having a passion, and always staying abreast on what is happening out there and what needs to be done. Always trying to fulfill needs. When you can fulfill needs and fulfill them with integrity, so you work with integrity and you fulfill needs with integrity. You don't put gimmicks out there and people can benefit from the results. That is exactly what we are about. We define success with improvement, people having smiles on their faces, people benefiting from the work that we put in. My greatest fear personally are lizards. No, we don't have any fear. We look on the challenges that Ox will face as just a little bump in the road, and we are just ready for the world, ready to make a difference.
All human life is precious. Respect life. No more senseless killings. No more.
Ox team, we are motivated when we see results. We are motivated by the end results. And we just want to make a change. Whenever persons write me on the WhatsApp or they come into the salon or they see me on the road and they say, can you please help me? I am motivated to help them. We are motivated to help them.
Hi, Ox heads and soon to be Ox heads. I've been using the product for about 5 years now, before the line expanded to having so many products. I first came to know about the product when I saw a young lady. Her hair looked so wonderfully beautiful. I thought it was a specially made wig. And her hair looks the same way, beautiful, amazingly so, all the time. I drove from St. Catherine to Kingston to meet with Suzanne, and she gave me a thorough run through about it was a preconditioning treatment at the time, now called booster. The value of that being to restore the natural pH balance of the hair so it is most receptive to what you are doing.
What stood out to me the most on my first visit was that it was different. I liked the experience, I liked the fact that they were very gentle on my hair.
Well, my greatest inspiration is my grandfather. He's no longer alive. I would say just people around me. I'm just motivated when I see other people motivated also, especially my Ox team. They are so motivated that sometimes when I'm so tired, because as I said, we have not had a vacation for such a long time, but when I see everybody just working and getting excited, I'm motivated by that. We are unique in the sense that we educate people. We have a website that's very comprehensive. It doesn't only show our products, but it imparts comprehensive, important information to women and men if they are having problems with their hair. We actually target certain issues, and we have videos explaining these issues. We also, in our salon, we have a salon that use the products. So we are very, very different from a lot of people. My favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur is just seeing my creations and my thoughts come to fruition, making a change, seeing women's, faces light up, having women scream in the salon when they can't believe that their hair can look the way that it does. Just really making a difference means a lot to me. I attribute my success, even though I created Brian, he's the engine behind it. He's the force that says, Suzanne, you need to put that out there, or don't just keep it to yourself and everything. So he has really motivated me. I would say that the most satisfying moment in the business is just seeing the satisfaction on people's faces, seeing the improvement with respect to them listening to us, and then seeing improvement in their hair and everything. I am happy when I see results, see the smiles on people's faces when they write me or they call me or they come in weekly and they say, Suzanne, or to the other team members, look on how my hair has improved. I cannot believe this. Those are the things that make me happy. Some of the sacrifices, we have not had a vacation for the past 2 years. Just not being able to hang out with friends and family as much as we would like to. But like I said, it is for a purpose, and all of that will come in time. Some of the future plans is definitely to be a worldwide brand. We would also like to extend our salon. We would also like to get more into teaching, imparting this information that's unfamiliar, and basically just being more out there where people are more aware of who we are and what we offer and what we are about, and of course extending our product line. My advice to persons who wish to become an entrepreneur is do not allow anybody to squash what you believe in. If it is good for the majority, then you try and capitalize on that talent, whatever it is that you have. Because just always remember this, you are a human being just like they are. Whatever they can do, you can do also. It is very important. That's the way how I live my life, and that's the way how I view others. Nobody is better than you are. So just do whatever it is that you believe in. Do not allow anybody to squash that dream. Don't do it. And that is something I mean 100%.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life, delighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo. Only on Business Access TV.
This week on Cameo, we take a look at Jamaica's growing animation nation and speak to 3 individuals who are making their marks. You're now in tune with Cameo.
The chaos of creativity meets the stricture of structure on Business Access TV's Cameo.
Kenya Mattis is passionate about music, media, and marketing. She is CEO of Listen Me Caribbean, co-creator, producer, and editor of The League of the Maroons, which is a Caribbean-based comic and an interactive app.
The League of Maroons is a digital app. It's actually an interactive Caribbean comic, and it's based on 4 children in present times who just found out at the age of 13 that they're actually Maroon descendants. And at that age came superpowers, so now they're fighting traditional mythical Caribbean characters like Rolling Calf, Old Hag, and others which I don't want to give away too soon. It was an investment of time, effort, and money. In terms of time, it took us about, I'd say, close to a year to get to the point that we are at now. We started about last year this time. In terms of funds up front and over time, we're looking at an investment of about $5 to $10 million. We decided that we wanted to, first of all, assemble a team that would be high quality, whose talent would be undoubtable, and whose value would be reflected in the quality of the work. And so by doing that, we've created something that I think is definitely worth the $3, the $3.50, that price tag that we've put onto it. And that's because we wanted to create something that was world class. So a lot of times when people look at it, they say, is this made in Jamaica? Is this actually a Jamaican product? And it is. So we think that it stands side by side with anything else that you can get from any app store, and that's Amazon, Google, and also Apple.
Worldwide mobile app usage stood at 1,186 million in 2013 and is expected to reach 4.4 billion at the end of 2017.
We think that this is a product that can tap into various markets. One, the tourism market. Secondly, the local children market, especially for the Tablets for Schools program just now being brought forward by e-learning, and also the Jamaican or Caribbean diaspora. And we've been seeing some traction with that already. In the case of tourists, our first download was actually by a gentleman from Portugal who came to Jamaica and said, I had been looking for a very creative souvenir to take back home, and I just found it in the League of Maroons. In the case of the diaspora, we've been getting some very good feedback from persons overseas who are like, wow, we've been looking for something that we can use to share our culture with our families. And also with the students, we've been having various focus groups and doing a school tour locally, and the impact has been phenomenal as well there. The marketing strategy is actually threefold. Firstly, we wanted to go on the ground. We wanted to get direct feedback from persons who are touching a very innovative product. And that's very important in this space, because in Jamaica in particular, it's still a novel concept. When you're talking about, you're doing a comic, that's an app. That's not being printed right now. So getting persons to really see it and be in touch with it at trade fairs, on TV, that's very important. The second strategy is also to promote it online. What we'll be starting very soon is a very strong social media campaign where persons can see the characters, get to know the storyline, and fall in love with these traditional characters as well as these new characters that we're introducing. The third strategy is also to look at partners who we think would also benefit from coming on board. So there are various brands that we think using this medium, we can also add legs to the program. Household brands, food brands, brands that are targeting children. And so far we've been getting some very, very good responses. Right now we're in very early talks about having an animated series be developed from the title, as well as a game. So there are various spin-off projects or products that we think can really help to build the audience and the excitement around the title, The League of Maroons. We decided to choose this platform, Google Play, Amazon, and the Apple App Store as our primary modes of distribution right now, primarily because we think that's where the future is. If we were to go print, sometimes you don't know who your consumers are, where they're from, or what's their story. And you don't really get real live reporting on what's happening. We're finding now that I can tell you, yesterday we made a sale in China. 2 days ago, we made another sale in the US, and 2 persons from St. Catherine, Jamaica bought copies. You know what I mean? So that's very valuable information for a very young product like ours to know where to market and where our consumers are based. In terms of how well it's doing, there's 2 strategies that we've been pursuing. There's an online and an offline strategy, and I'll explain a bit more. While we think that the online strategy in terms of sales on the app platforms is very good for international attention and just putting itself out there just to find out where demand is, we also have to pursue a strategy locally that can help persons who would want to access the content in bulk to be able to do so. So far we've made, I would say, about 300 sales or 300 downloads, and that's by a combination of us packaging the content for certain persons who actually want to give it to a school, for instance, so we've made school donations, as well as persons who bought online. To local animators who are trying to earn from their talent, I would strongly suggest an online distribution strategy. For companies based in the Caribbean, it's still a fresh area, although it's pretty standard in other places, and I'll tell you why. The very first day that we were going live on the Google Play platform, that was the day that Jamaican app developers were allowed to sell apps on the Google Play Store. Before that, you could put apps up as we have done before, but they had to be free. So now we're finding that the opportunity is becoming more democratic internationally for app developers in small developing countries like ours to actually earn from our work. And as I'm saying, although it's established in like the US and other countries, now the gates are being opened. So I would definitely recommend that with a strong marketing strategy, that local animators can also team together and find ways to put our work in a package that can attract the attention of persons in the diaspora, but anyone else who's interested in really awesome content.
Coming up next, we speak to Cabby Chronicles' Anif Lachman.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Cabby Chronicles is an animated comedy about a cab driver navigating the modern-day complexities of Jamaican life. I spoke with Anif Lachman, who is the creative director, and he spoke to us about the successes, challenges, and of course the future of the award-winning show.
Me say 1, 2, 3, we dey on a journey. From crossroads go a halfway tree.
So how did Cabby Chronicles come about?
That pretty much came about as a need to express ourselves as creative people. We all had our opinions and of course had our talents that we recognized. Once we pooled all of that, we had a strong voice. So that's pretty much where that came out of.
Cabby Chronicles started on Flow.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yes, there was a film festival in Trinidad and Tobago, animation festival, sorry, in Trinidad and Tobago. When we returned from that festival, Flow approached us and put the offering, or the first episode on Flow. And of course, we had to work really hard to keep up and give them additional episodes. That went pretty good. We did very well on the on-demand service. We outsold all the major TV shows, all the major networks. And it was quite unexpected, to be honest. More than anything else, I wanted, as much of Jamaica to experience the series as possible. So we made the move to TVJ and of course, got quite a bit of attention there as well.
Flaps, Fluffy Empress, Fluffy Empress, I love you with your excess, yeah.
Going into a project of that nature, what were some of the challenges that you faced?
I think the biggest challenge we faced was resources. Trying to get things done and not have the resources was kind of difficult. It forced us to be creative and to reach outside of ourselves to achieve a common goal. Some of the biggest challenges we find as well is that the business of TV, the business of animation is something that we don't have a lot of experience and exposure in. So that, of course, that's some teething pain right there, the learning curve to understand the business and understand how to monetize what we're doing, how to make the production be as efficient as possible so you can sell a product at a level where you can make some money. Going to film festivals, animation festivals worldwide is always good. You get to meet some people and of course understand the industry a little bit more. It can be expensive, but this is where we'd love the government, Jam Pro, all these people to pitch in and of course find ways to finance parts of the trip to these festivals so that we can learn more and come back and of course make the industry much bigger and better.
Down a tongue, yeah, come baby, come the man, ready, down a tongue.
So what type of budget did Cabby Chronicles need to get off the ground?
There was no budget at all. We just kind of worked really hard, hoping to just put our best foot forward and just show the world what we can do.
So by being on television, what kind of impact do you think Cabby Chronicles had on the local animation industry?
Well, a lot more people saw animation and a lot more people got exposed to the art of storytelling through animation. And people began to see what was possible using our own stories.
So what steps do local animators need to take to get their work into mainstream media?
A very important part of that, I think, is storytelling, being able to tell a good story and of course be able to execute on a high level that internationally can be recognized.
Would you say that Cabby Chronicles was a profitable venture for your company?
It was profitable. I think there is opportunity for it to be much more profitable. And for the most part, yes, we have had some kind of profit.
So, in regards to more profit, what are the future plans for Cabby Chronicles?
Future plans, of course, involve gaming, app development. We're looking to expand to the full half-hour series. That, of course, involves a bigger budget, which is what we're trying to do right now. Get the budget to expand to full half-hour episodes.
Jamaica 50, Jamaica 50. We have glasses, we have bags. See them here. What? Cabby, buy some now.
Bet you the world them to make a China.
True, you're talking, Cabby.
So for your extended series, what would you need to allow that to come about?
On the low end, we're looking at $1.5 million US. On the high end, we're looking at about $4 million US.
So in regards to financing something like that, how would you go about financing? You need an investor?
That's a very important question. There are things that can be done. Co-production is one way we can look at that, where for instance, our country, Jamaica, can have a co-production treaty with another country and they would essentially get the funding and both countries own the production and share in the profit along with the producers. You can also get an investor who, of course, would see the vision and, of course, put the backing behind that. Or you might have major networks worldwide who might see the profit in the show.
What lessons would you say you learned from Cabby Chronicles, you know, being on TV?
Being on TV, an important thing I learned was that anything possible once you have a team and everybody's focused on the goal. I find that, you know, we can achieve pretty much anything we want. When I look back at what we've done, it seemed like a huge task, but at the time it seemed like we're just having fun.
Do you think sponsors are willing to support bringing more local animation content to local television?
I definitely think so. There is definitely a space for that. I think that's something that can happen and will happen in the short run. We've seen, along with Cabby Chronicles, we've seen other, you know, productions. So I think there's definitely room where that can happen.
What kind of advice would you give to any up-and-coming animator or anyone who wants to get into the industry?
I think a very important part of it is understanding that it's about connecting with the audience. Telling a good story is very important. Aside from that, you have to be able to execute, of course, understanding production and understanding what needs to be done to bring the work to a level where internationally it can be, you know, seen as something of quality.
Cabby Chronicles was successful. Do you think it would be a lot easier for your company to push more projects?
I definitely think so. Today, everywhere I go, people who know that I've, you know, been a part of Cabby Chronicles are, you know, very open and very happy about the product, and I definitely see products we're working on right now. We're getting a lot of exposure because of what we've done in the past. So it definitely has raised our profile a lot more.
So what are you working on right now?
We're working on Magnus the Mongoose. Interestingly, one of the characters, Amita, who has your name, that pretty much is aimed at preschool children, 3 to 6 year old children. We have a game for them that we have developed right now. We're putting that out on Android and iOS and on the website. And of course looking to develop that into a full-blown TV series as well. So the books are out and it's a reading series that right now we have 6 stories. So we're looking to get those out as fast as possible.
Alrighty. Well, thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we talk to JANN President Kevin Jackson.
We are back with another exciting, innovative and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well we lock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business. The Jamaican Animation Nation Network was founded in 2012 to represent the interests of animators and practitioners of motion in order to facilitate growth. We spoke to JANN President Kevin Jackson.
The Jamaica Animation Nation Network, or JAN for short, is a trade association for the animation industry, similar to what the Jamaica Manufacturers Association is for manufacturing, or the Jamaica Bankers Association is for banking. We're pretty much a guiding force and umbrella organization for the industry.
So what kind of opportunities exist locally for animators?
Well, animation is used in a variety of mediums. Commercials, TV series, music videos, movies, you know, special effects and monsters and that sort of thing. You have outsourcing. Outsourcing is pretty much when a company from overseas, they pretty much hire someone in another country, usually, you know, because they can get cheaper labor in that country, cheaper than from their country, and pretty much, you know, a company out here with the skills to produce that level of animation would bid for such a job, and essentially, you know, get a piece of that pie, that production.
Can animation be a profitable venture?
Yes, it can be a profitable venture. For example, in outsourcing, with Family Guy, for example, one episode of Family Guy costs about $1 million US. Right? I don't remember which year, but I think it had recently increased to like $2 million US for just one episode. And several animators, hundreds of animators work on that animation for like about 9 months. Now, what usually happens is, you know, in the United States, the cost of producing animation might be really high, but they will seek to, you know, outsource animation to other countries. And of course, you know, the salaries that you'd earn in the US would probably be significantly higher than what you'd be earning in you know, the Caribbean, for example, or India and so on. So there's a lot of money to be made. Some deals are worth in the millions, some, you know, in the hundreds of thousands. So bringing deals like that to Jamaica could definitely turn into profit.
What is being done to facilitate growth within the sector?
Well, the animation sector is it's an expensive sector, but at the same time, it's a sector that can generate a lot of money. You might have heard that, you know, people talking about the $222 billion that it produces each year. So it takes money to make money. And the government, in collaboration with World Bank, they have actually been collaborating to put money into training institutions like HART and the universities, University of West Indies, UTEC. They also offer training courses. And once we have enough trained personnel or people, you know, we'll have the capacity to take on a lot of these outsourced jobs.
What types of investment, monetary or otherwise, do you think need to be made into the sector?
Well, we definitely need private sector to invest more in, you know, startup animation studios, because the more studios that we have, the more outsourcing jobs we can take in, as well as the more original content we can produce. And we can also, you know, collaborate with studios in other countries, because even if we don't have the capacity, you know, tying with another studio to make up the numbers, that can also really help in bringing in you know, more opportunities.
So what's the biggest challenge to the local animation sector?
Well, capital can be a challenge, you know, equipment as well, bringing in equipment. Of course, you know, finding trained animators can be a challenge, and also, you know, getting into the distribution pipeline.
So how can an animator turn their passion into a profit?
Well, what I would definitely recommend is that animators, one, keep practicing and, you know, expose your talent as much as possible. Promote yourself, get training. Training can come in the form of, you know, being in a traditional training facility like a university or a HART, for example, or you can learn online. A lot of information is online. I myself taught animator. I've learned everything that I know online, and I'm still learning. You know, I buy the books that people recommend. So I definitely suggest going that route, promoting yourself, interning with companies where you can. You don't even have to intern, you know, in Jamaica. You can intern with people online. There are lots of people, you know, who will take animators, you know, distance. Right now, technology is such that you can work from anywhere in the world.
We see all these big animation flicks coming out of Disney, Pixar, and so on. How far away are local animators from making a full-length animation feature?
Skill-wise, I've seen the skills that show promise. It shows that we can definitely get there someday. What definitely prohibits us would be cost, but of course, there's always the option of, you know, working on a project with an overseas company. So it probably wouldn't be completely Jamaican, but, you know, it would definitely be significantly Jamaican. And Jamaicans have been working on a lot of big productions. There's a Jamaican working in Disney, for example.
So how capital intensive is animation itself? Is it a case where the equipment is cheap, but training it by itself would take up the majority of your costs?
Not just training, and I mean it depends, because let's say, for example, if you are opening what's called a boutique studio, which probably like, say, 5 to 10 animators, and you're doing original content, you have more control, you have more control over what type of equipment you buy. You know, you could buy some computers that are affordable and get software that's affordable. And, you know, if you have the talent, you can create your production or pipeline and, you know, start animating. It's still costly, but not as costly as if you were doing outsourcing now, where you have to get a certain type of software because you're plugging into someone else's pipeline. So you need to use a software that they use, which might be cost prohibitive. So the investment will be larger. You might need a certain types of computer. You're going to need, you know, data server to host your database and do your rendering. And by rendering, what I mean is, if you're familiar with video editing, when you're actually now producing the video, you know, actually putting it in that format to be put on TV, that's very, very intensive, you know, processing power and all of that. So you have to think about that. You also have to think about the fact that if you're opening a studio that has a physical space, there's the rent, the lights, and of course there is the training. We do have some people who are self-taught and very talented, but of course, if you want to, you know, really ensure that there's an even level of quality, you know, of course it would help to get everybody trained on the same level, and that can be costly, but I usually think of that as probably like a one-time cost compared to paying for electricity for the life of the company, or, you know, having to upgrade your computers every 3 or 4 years, you know. So yeah, it can be labor intensive. It's pretty much like running any company.
And that's it for Cameo this week. We spoke to 3 individuals making their mark in the animation nation right here in Jamaica. I've been your host, Amita Prasad-Webb. Until next time,
I do have a dream, and I know you have a dream, that we can make Jamaica the place of choice for you to choose to live, to work, to do business.
We are going for the Jamaica we want. Making steady progress to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals in our National Development Plan, Vision 2030 Jamaica. We have teamed up with valued partners, working through strong institutions to reduce inequalities in our society. We commit to being responsible in our production and consumption, ensuring we build sustainable communities in harmony with nature. Jamaica is making significant strides in providing quality, lifelong education for all, enabling our people to be engaged in decent work to drive economic growth, equipping men and women with the skills to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industry, foster innovation, and utilize new technologies. Urgent action is being taken to manage natural resources responsibly, protecting clean water sources, ensuring access to water and sanitation for all, diversifying to alternative energy sources, conserving our environment and sustaining life below water and on land. Jamaica is making moves to ensure healthy lifestyles for the well-being of our people. We're promoting sustainable agriculture to achieve food security, improve nutrition, and end extreme hunger, putting in the work to end poverty in all its forms. We're on track in achieving our Sustainable Development Goals through realizing our Vision 2030 Jamaica. We will leave no one behind.
And I'm chilling right now because we're winning right now.
Violence is bad. Violence against our innocent little children is terrible. Pretending not to notice when we know or suspect that a child is suffering is awful and morally wrong. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, there can be no keener realization of a nation's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Think about that for a second. I have a voice. It's one of my gifts. I intend to use it on behalf of our children. No more violence against our children. Make your move to stop violence against our children right now. No more. No more. No more.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost